I'm Lane Rollins, president of the University of North Texas, and I want to take this opportunity to wish all of you out there in the Mean Green Nation a very happy holiday season and hope that this year provides your green light to greatness. I'd like to share just a little story with you. Every student down in Denton liked the Union a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Fry, did not. The Grinch hated unions, the whole union idea. Now please don't ask why, it sounds quite unreal. It could have been that his hair wasn't combed just right. It could be perhaps that his vintage jeans were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. They're building more fences, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow's more construction. It's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, I must find a way to keep the new union from coming. For a year and a half, he knew. All the UNT girls and boys would visit daily. They'd rush for their eats. The students, freshmen and senior, would sit down to a feast. Why, for 64 years we've put up with it now. I must stop the new union from coming, but how? Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick picket sign the size of a boat. Then he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy treat. With this laptop and iPhone, I'll learn to tweet. He gathered his thoughts and typed along with the EagleNet Wi-Fi. His disdain of the union grew strong. Then the Grinch said, I hate the union. And his trolling streamed down toward the screens of the students all through the town. He then took to the streets. His angst filled the air. All the students were studying without care. This is stop number 1, old Grinchy hissed, and flew open the doors, protest sign in fist. Then he rallied through the building, covering every inch. If anyone's going to stop the union, it must be the Grinch. He got lost only once for a moment or two, then he stuck his head out of the hallway for a view, where the little union posters all hung in a row. These posters, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room and took down every event. He turned around fast and he saw a small girl, little Laura Horn, whose hair was as bright as a pearl. She stared at the Grinch and said,
Grinch, why? Why are you trying to stop our new union? Why?
But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, with his fake UNT pride, there are some typos on these signs right here on this side. So I'm taking them home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here. And his fib fooled the girl. Then he pinched her cheek, and she walked on by, anxious and meek. Pooh-pooh to the Eagles, he was Grinchiously humming. No more events and giveaways means no new union is coming. They're just realizing now. I know just what they'll do. All the students down in Denton will cry, boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over Greek Row. It started in low, then it started to grow, but the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at the stub, and the Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every eagle down in Denton, the tall and the small, was singing without any giveaways at all. He hadn't stopped the new union from coming. Smiles were still on faces. The contents of the union just moved to different places. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet at the top of Hurley, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be? Maybe the Union, he thought, doesn't come from a building. Maybe the Union perhaps has more of a feeling, and what happened then, well, in Denton they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load of giveaways in the bright morning light, and he brought back the t-shirts, and he did it real slick, and he himself, the Grinch, laid the first brick. So I hope you enjoyed our little story. I want to wish you again a happy holiday season and a great new year, and hope that this new year helps you find your green light to greatness.